Welcome to Atlanta Estimator. Today we're starting a new course. It's a 10-part course, and we're calling this Teach Me to Be a Construction Estimator. And I'm going to go through the different episodes and what your expectations should be for the course. But basically, I'm Michael. I'm the founder of Atlanta Estimator. I've been a construction estimator for over 30 years. I started in underground utilities and site development and worked my way into asphalt construction and concrete. And then later on, worked my way into structural foundations. And then for the last 14 years, I've been doing structural demolition. So basically, I'm a concrete demo estimator for the most part. What I do every day is figure out how to get concrete safely out of the way of new construction or renovations. So we're going to apply what I've learned all those years into a 10-part course, and it's going to be, this is the first series in a number of series that we're going to do, basically from basics all the way through advanced. Now, Teach Me to Be a Construction Estimator is going to make the assumption that you know nothing about plans, specifications, takeoff, cost estimating, writing up proposals. Now, if you do know any of that or you're a beginning estimator, then you can pretty much come in at any point during this course. We're going to have chapters and basically time frames in our description. So if you need to I don't need to know how to do this. I already know how to use Bluebeam. I already know the basics of plans, but I'm going to start in when he starts talking about creating templates, for example. That's fine. It's going to be 10 courses. You can either wait for all 10 courses to be posted. We're going to post a new course every 1 to 2 weeks, or a new episode every 1 to 2 weeks. I'm a full-time estimator now, so that's just as fast as I can create these things. So you can either wait for all 10 to be done and go through all 10 at once, or you can follow along. In the description, we're going to put a basically link so you can download trials of both Bluebeam and PlanSwift. But keep in mind, those are usually 30-day trials. So your trial could run out in the middle of this if you're following along with us every week. So it's up to you. Wait till they're all in place on the playlist on our channel, or go as we do, follow along, ask us questions. That would be the best way to go if you already have PlanSwift and Bluebeam or a similar product. I'm not telling you have to buy Bluebeam and PlanSwift. That's just what I use, what I recommend, and what you're going to see during this course. So, how's this course broken down? Basically, we're going to do there's 4 goals basically in the course over 10 episodes. We're going to start with the basics, the Imitation A Bit, plans and specifications. We're going to get into doing a digital takeoff. We're going to show you how to price that takeoff, and then we're going to put a bow on it and show you how to write a good proposal. 10 episodes, that's basically what we're going to go through there. So, what tools will you need? Like we talked about a minute ago, you're going to need a Windows-based PC. You're going to need a PDF editor. For marking up drawings, we recommend Bluebeam Review, just the basic version. You're going to need a on-screen takeoff product. We recommend PlanSwift. We're going to be using PlanSwift 10.1 for this because it's a little bit older version. We've got a whole series on PlanSwift 11. So if you're a PlanSwift 11 user, you'll recognize most of the screens and most of the tools. PlanSwift 11 did add some features to it, and I don't want to be showing that if you don't have a current version if you don't have version 11, because it will just confuse you. They did change the interface a little bit. So you'll also need Microsoft Word and Excel, because when we start costing this stuff, I do a lot of exports to Excel and fine-tuning it in Excel. And then, of course, I'm creating my proposal in Word. So there again, the basic Office suite, Bluebeam, and PlanSwift, and we'll give you the links for trials for the takeoff software. Any recent version of Microsoft Office should do too. What I'm going to be showing you in Excel and Word is really nothing new, nothing advanced that you need like the latest version of Office 365, which is what I will be using in case you're curious. So breaking it down, because this is the introduction. Breaking it down, we'll have a new episode every 1 to 2 weeks. As soon as I can push them out, I'm going to push them out. But don't expect them more than a week apart. And they'll always come out on a Monday morning. So, episode 1, the Imitation A Bit. This is basically how construction estimators get work these days. Most of them are electronic. A lot of them come in through emails. And then a lot of them, and this is the way the progression of estimating is going, a lot of them come in through services. And we're going to talk about those services. Services like Building Connected, Construction Connected, I Square Foot. Well, that's not used that much anymore. Procore, and there's countless others. But there's a few major players out there, and we're going to show you those major players and how you go through those imitations and what you do with those imitations. So that basically is episode 1, the Imitation A Bit. Episode 2 is going to be all about plans and specifications. Back in the day, we used to call them blueprints because they actually were a blueprint on an ammonia-based large printer. Now everything's electronic. Most plans are PDF format, which means your computer should read it without any special software. Sometimes you'll get a AutoCAD drawing, which does require special software, and we're going to talk about that in episode 2. But episode 2 is about drawings, formatting them, organizing, getting through them to get what you need. Episode 3 is part 1 of a reading blueprints training, where we're going to show you basically how to break down the different disciplines. And there's disciplines inside blueprints: architectural drawings, architectural drawings, structural drawings, MEP drawings. Yeah, there's just a myriad of disciplines in construction drawings, and we're going to show you how to get through those quickly. In the second part of reading blueprints, we're going to show you how to basically extract the blueprints or drawings you need for your takeoff and mark them up. So really the first process is identifying your work, and we do that in those 2 episodes: identifying the work, marking them up, extracting them, getting them ready to import into your estimating software. So that leads us to episode 5, importing drawings into your computer. Now we're going to be using PlanSwift, version I think 10.1. If you're on version 11, you've probably used version 10, and it'll be similar. I don't want to, even though I'm on 11 right now, I don't want to show 11 because there's some advanced features, and it'll just confuse people that are still on 10. So this is an older version of 10. It pretty much covers anything you would do in 10 or 11. Anything I show you in 10, you can still do in version 11. So we're going to go through the basically using PlanSwift, formatting your drawings, scaling your drawings, getting them ready for the takeoff. And episode 6 begins our 2-part episode, actually performing the takeoffs. We're going to use the basic PlanSwift tools to show you how to do takeoff. And I'll remind you again in that video when we start that if you've not gone through our PlanSwift Basics course that's on the channel, I recommend you go through the PlanSwift Basics before you get to this point, because it'll make it a lot easier. We go into depth about how to start up PlanSwift, how to import drawings, and all that stuff. So when we get to these, we're going to be going through them at a faster pace than we did in that other course. So I recommend you going through that and going through those series of basics. Don't worry about the advanced stuff. Go through the plans with basics. And before you get to before you get to episode 5. So episode 6, we're going to do the basic takeoff. In episode 7, part 2 of takeoffs, we're going to show you some of the advanced features in Plan Swift, and we're going to start showing you templates and how I use templates to cut down on the amount of time it takes me to do any takeoff. Which leads us to episode 8, actually making some simple templates that you can reuse over and over again in Plan Swift. It's going to cut down your time in takeoff, as well as doing some automated tasks like costing. Which gets us to episode 9, actually costing your takeoff. That's where we're going to show you actually how to take your takeoff and turn it into cost, whether it be labor, material, haul, equipment. We're going to break all that down in that show and show you how I cost out work in Plan Swift and then export it to Excel. I like to do the basics in Plan Swift and then I tweak it in Excel. And I'm going to show you why I do that in Excel and not in Plan Swift. Then episode 10, that's where we put a bow on it. Episode 10 is making your proposal. That's where we turn that data that we've created in Plan Swift and Excel, and we turn it into a written proposal for our customer. My work is mostly lump sum with sometimes unit prices thrown in, and we're going to go all over that. But basically, we're doing a narrative proposal outlining what we're included and, just as important, what we're excluding, what we're not including in the bid that's to be done by others. It's very important. So episode 10 wraps it all up. And then after we do that, we're going to look back from feedback from you about where you need more concentration. And that's going to be in an advanced series. We're going to get further into Plan Swift, further into Excel, maybe further into Bluebeam, and wrapping these all up together to make it so you can do estimates in the shortest amount of time and with the most accuracy. Very important. If you're an estimator, you've got to be accurate. You've got to pay attention to details. A good estimator pays attention to details. And that's what we're going to train you to do in this first series, 10-part series, Teach Me to Be a Construction Estimator. So welcome to the series. In a week or two, we'll have episode 1 out. And please comment and give us feedback. And if there's things that we need to answer in comments, great. If there's more precise instruction or custom instruction, we're going to be adding a Patreon account, and you can become a monthly subscriber and you can get more customized training specific to your type of work, to your needs, to your problems. That'll be on our Patreon account. That's all, optional. This series is all free to anybody that wants it. We're just sharing our knowledge, and we hope you can enjoy it and can benefit from it. So we'll see you next time for episode 1 of Teach Me to Be a Construction Estimator.